cheated, and lost the love of my life. Can I get her back? Full story. I want to start off by saying that I have a wonderful girl. I've always been the no long-term relationship type of guy for years. All I did was sleep with multiple women, but always searching for the one. Eventually, after years, I finally found her, and I was sure of making it work. She ticked all the boxes. My friends liked her, my family did too. We talked about marriage, children, and we were going to spend the rest of our lives together. Or so I thought at least. Recently, I have been getting my old urges back. It's almost like, because I'm so accustomed to seeking new partners, I have a hard time staying with one person for long. I started trying to talk to cute girls online, but deleting messages before I would see my girl. This went on for a few weeks to a point where she overheard me at a party talking to my boys about how I'm getting bored and I want to fuck someone new, and that it would be purely physical. Since then, she has been on a bit of an edge, even thought I did my best to keep her at bay. Eventually, it was all good, but our sex life had taken a decline, so she wasn't completely fooled. She had asked me multiple times if I had been talking or having sex with other women, which I always replied, no. It was particularly true. I haven't had sex with anyone else to this day. I was trying to, but it never happened. During this time, I had taken the process into overdrive, talking to multiple women on multiple social media accounts, Snapchat, Instagram, even Facebook. One night, we all went out, and I got belligerent drunk. After the night, we had decided to get a hotel room with all my friends and her because we were far from home, and all of us had a lot to drink. No one wanted to drive the distance. When we got there, I had passed out completely. Suddenly, I had received a call from a random number from Nigeria, one of those scam calls on WhatsApp. The profile picture was a lady in a bikini. I was still knocked out, and she had seen this. All my friends at the time went out for a smoke. With everything leading up, she had decided to go through my phone, fingerprint, and voila. Everything I had been doing was available to her. It absolutely broke her. She read all the convos, took pictures of everything, and by the time I woke up, she had left. I am in complete distraught, in disbelief that everything happened so quickly. I called her. She was furious. She had given me everything and more, and I ruined it. Only then does everything come into mind about how idiotic it was for me to seek the company of others when I had everything I've ever wanted right there. It was the first time I had felt like this. I was never in a long-term relationship because I knew I wouldn't marry any of the women I was meeting. My single lifestyle habits ruined my potential marriage. Furthermore, I had not gotten to physically cheat, for which I am now grateful for. And right when I had started really talking to other women, I get a random call from Nigeria while I'm passed out. I thought of that as nothing short of divine intervention. God was giving me a slap, a wake-up call. The past few days have been torture as everything reminds me of her. Such a sweet and gentle soul, ruined by my greed for wanting more. Honestly, it's been making me cry. A lot. I have never shed tears like this over a woman, which also tells me that my feelings for her are real. I cannot lose her, and I am determined not to. Women like her come by once in a lifetime, and that's if you're lucky. We had made arrangements to return what was left of our stuff. She said to leave it outside. She would pick it up and didn't want to see me, but I couldn't just let her go. I had to see her face to face. This would be the first time we see each other since that night. We meet, and it's just tears and pain from both of us. Her feeling betrayed and lost, me feeling deep regret and not wanting to lose her. She says nothing will be the same, and I agree, but I am willing to spend the rest of my life making things right if I have to. Understandably, she wants some time to herself to think things through, which I agree to. Before she leaves, I spend the time telling her everything about what I feel, crying as I explain. I kiss her, and I tell her to drive safe and that I love her. Next day, I wake up blocked on everything, down to the last app. I managed to get a hold of her, though, several private calls and random numbers via calling apps. She mentions that she doesn't trust that I haven't slept with anyone and can't trust me. How do I convince her that I haven't physically cheated with anyone? How do I get her back and rebuild everything? I cannot accept losing her. Every fiber of my being wants me to fight for her. Lastly, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? If you have read this far, I appreciate you taking your time to do so. I hope you can understand why I thought it was necessary for the full story.